Immigrants in areas dominated by Protestants have been attacked by very small minorities of highly motivated youth in black outfits, whipped up, local activists say, by social media into bigotry and hatred. Now, this has resulted in people being burnt out of their homes, and on Wednesday night, a very performative riot against a very heavy number of police using water cannons. Small groups of youths with very large spectator forces took on the police on the outskirts, on the town just north of Belfast. Now, for many people, though, this may have been performative, but for immigrant families across the city, the results have been to entrench this sense of fear that people cannot get out of their homes, are fearful to send their children to school. The numbers of immigrants in this north of Ireland is actually pretty low, but the consequences for them of what has been happening over the last few days have been very, very deeply felt indeed. And as a result, there's at least one family that I know living behind locked doors, not very far from here, sending out messages, begging for food. And that is no future for them, and a grim future for this region.
Yes, business is affected. Shops are not opening. Most of the ethnic minorities organizations are closed. People that are also volunteers in the group that we have, they are also helping delivering foods.
Because people are stuck in their homes.
Yeah. It's sad that the community of Northern Ireland don't know that we are in this with them. We want justice. We don't want to see them walking on the street. If deportation is available, let it be so.
Here in this predominantly Catholic area of West Belfast, you can fly that flag with impunity. But elsewhere in the city, after 2 days of violence aimed at immigrants, the situation is entirely different. I've been speaking to community leaders who've been working with families that say they are trapped in different parts of the city. They say that in one case, just off the Shankill Road, there's a family that's sheltering another family that includes a pregnant woman, and they're running out of food. Further south in the city, another message coming in from another family saying that they are too afraid to go out and hit the streets. Now, these are all in predominantly Protestant loyalists in old money areas. They say also that there is internecine threats that come from within the Catholic communities. There are threats against immigrants, but there is nothing like the scale of what has been affecting people in this city, with lists now being published by agitators of multiple occupancy dwellings where immigrants are known to be living, even personal addresses of people in blocks of flats. And it's people trapped in flats, trapped in houses very similar to these ones behind me, where people in this city are now living in fear because they're immigrants, and in most cases they're identifiable because of the colour of their skin.
All day yesterday, people were coming and going from this community hub, delivering food to people, going out and knocking on a door and making sure they're okay. We had a space in city centre where people were basically picking up families and bringing them to a space where they could share a meal, where they could be together, where they could also gain information and guidance about how to kind of move forward and navigate this. There's people who are reaching out to me and to us and to other organisations and saying, we don't believe in this, we're ashamed that this is happening in our community, and what can we do about it? But they feel fearful of doing something about it, because if they are seen to be assisting, then they may too become a target. So that's the reality of what's happening here now. I don't believe that everyone living in those areas feels the same way as these rioters.